In Köln. Wer oder was ist diese Oase? Es ist die größte Rock-Pop-Band der 90er Jahre. Briten. 2 Brüder und ein paar Musiker drumherum. Ihr Ruf war es, rüpelhaft, laut und genial zu sein. So manches Hotel vermietet denen keine Zimmer mehr. Sie starten eine Welttournee und kommen im Juni 4-mal in große Hallen oder Stadien nach Deutschland. Das Konzert gestern Abend, das war so etwas zum Aufwärmen für nur 2.000, 3.000 besonders Durstige nach dieser Musik. Elmar Schön zog mit der Karawane zur Oase.
Oasis, sie sind wieder da mit dem neuen Album von 0 auf 1 in England. Und dennoch der Tourstart der selbsternannten größten Rock'n'Roll-Band aller Zeiten. Nicht in der riesigen Köln-Arena, nein, in dem gerade mal 2000 Fans fassenden E-Werk sprangen sie auf die Bühne. Denn nachdem die letzte Platte floppte, wollte der kreative Kopf der Briten Noel Gallagher kein Wagnis mehr eingehen. Das Comeback hatte zu gelingen.
Well, it's more of a kick to do places like this.
Es ist ein viel größerer Kick, in solch kleinen Clubs zu spielen. Wir haben das schon lange, schon seit der ersten Platte nicht mehr gemacht. Und es ist eine fantastische Gelegenheit, unsere neuen Songs zu testen, viel besser als auf großen Festivals. Mit den neuen Songs haben sie sich zurück an die Spitze gebracht. Musikalisch wie textlich hat sich Gallagher stark weiterentwickelt. Keyboards und elektronische Samples finden ebenso Platz wie der blecherne Gitarrensound, mit dem die Band die 90er prägte. Kaum wiederzuerkennen Noel Gallagher im Interview, ruhig, aufgeräumt, vom rüpelhaften Auftreten früherer Tage keine Spur. Der wichtigste Punkt, sagt er uns, der wichtigste Punkt, ich habe aufgehört, wie ein Wilder Drogen zu nehmen. Das war der größte Einschnitt in meinem ganzen Leben. Mit Drogen anzufangen war schon bedeutend, aber damit aufzuhören, das ist es. Clean ist er, seine Musik aber bleibt Rock'n'Roll. Das Comeback auf und abseits der Bühne ist gelungen. Noel Gallagher hat seine Band und sich selbst wieder ins Lot gebracht.
Und das war's.
Es ist endlich soweit. Oasis spielten das erste Mal seit 3 Jahren erstmals wieder in Deutschland. Im bis auf den letzten Platz ausverkauften Kölner E-Werk spielten die Männer um Liam und Noel Gallagher nur 3 Songs ihres neuen Albums Standing on the Shoulder of Giants. Ansonsten gab es ein Wiederhören der größten Hits. In einem Gespräch vor dem Konzert mit Kollegin Charlotte äußerte sich Liam zum Vorwurf der Unverständlichkeit seines Nuschelgesangs, seiner Position als Familienoberhaupt sowie der Behauptung, dass Oasis immer noch die beste Band der Welt ist. Verstehen dich die Leute, wenn du zwischen den Songs redest? Nein, keiner versteht mich, noch nicht einmal in England. Das ist schon okay. Unverstanden fühlt sich Liam Gallagher auch von denjenigen, die ihm vorwerfen, er kümmere sich nicht um seinen im Herbst geborenen Sohn Len. Ist es nicht verdammt nervig, in dieser Zeit von zu Hause weg zu sein? Ist das nicht schlimm? So sehe ich das nicht. Wenn du anfängst, es so zu sehen, macht es dich nur fertig. Ich habe ein Baby und es ist wunderschön. Aber ich wusste immer, dass ich weggehen und arbeiten musste. Schließlich muss ich ja Essen für das Baby besorgen und so ist das nun mal. Das muss getan werden. Ich bin nicht der Erste, der von seinem Kind weggeht und ich werde auch nicht der Letzte sein. So, nun die letzte Frage. Ist Oasis immer noch die verdammt beste Band? Ja, das würde ich sagen. Andererseits bin ich da ja nicht unvoreingenommen, aber ich würde gerne jemanden sehen, der besser ist als wir. Das komplette Gespräch zwischen Charlotte und Liam Gallagher wird am kommenden Montag bei Fast Forward zu sehen sein.
Cheers, John. See you soon.
Auch die neuen Oasis-Mitglieder trafen gut gelaunt in der Domstadt ein.
Hello, I'm Gem.
Hallo, ich bin Gam und das ist Andy und wir grüßen Rocco, den Mann im Fahrstuhl.
Rocco, the man in the lift.
Dabei berichteten die beiden neuen Oasis-Mitglieder erstmal selbst, wie es zu ihrem sensationellen Einstieg bei der britischen Supergruppe gekommen war. Ich hatte gerade mit dem Touren und Promoten für meine alte Band aufgehört und wir hatten uns nicht getrennt, aber wollten eine Pause machen. Ich hatte gerade einer anderen Band zugesagt, ein paar Sessions mit ihnen zu spielen und das war in den Zeitungen in England und Oasis haben das gesehen und merkten, dass ich zu haben sein könnte. Ja, die genauen Worte waren, bekommt ihn ans Telefon. Die Brüder Gallagher gelten in Fachkreisen als schwierige Musikerkollegen. Jem und Andy blieben bis dato jedoch von den exzentrischen Ausschweifungen der beiden verschont. Das könnte sich aber bald schon ändern. Ich glaube, Amerika wird der große Test, weil wir dann im gleichen Bus sind und das sind echte Testzeiten. Ich war schon mit meinen engsten Freunden in Bussen unterwegs und es ist wirklich nicht schön, morgens mit Rasierschaum in deinen Schuhen aufzuwachen.
And it's not nice to wake up with shaving foam in your shoes.
Sollten der neue Gitarrist und der neue Basser die US-Tour von Oasis unverletzt überleben, so werden sie im Sommer für einige Termine in Deutschland auftreten.
In Deutschland seit 2 Jahren waren sie ganz, wie wir sie lieben, arrogant bis zum Abwinken, rüpelhaft, Kaugummi kauend und nett geflucht haben sie auch noch. So kennen wir sie, so wollen wir sie und so haben sie es zur wichtigsten Rock'n'Roll-Band ihrer Generation gebracht, findet zumindest der Großteil der Presse oder zumindest zur besten Band der 90er. Sie werden sie auch im Jahr des Herrn 2000 mögen, liebe Zuschauer, die Jungs, die wahrscheinlich mit 50 noch wild rumpubertieren werden. Aber sie können noch anders, bei uns natürlich, bei Leute heute. Handzahm, sage ich Ihnen.
Zwei Brüder, eine Band, die beste Band der Welt, zumindest für ihre Fans und seit dem Wochenende wieder auf Tournee. Erste Station in Deutschland, das E-Werk in Köln.
Es ist ein viel größerer Kick, in solch kleinen Clubs zu spielen. Wir haben das schon lange, schon seit der ersten Platte nicht mehr gemacht.
Dass ihre Musik auch etwas mit den Beatles zu tun hat, könnte man auch hören. Ihre Haartracht ein bisschen Pilzköpfe, ein wenig Klaus Kinski. Von dem hatten sie sich auch die schlechten Manieren abgeguckt. Heute soll alles anders sein.
Der wichtigste Punkt, ich habe aufgehört, wie ein Wilder Drogen zu nehmen. Das war der größte Einschnitt in meinem bisherigen Leben. Mit Drogen anzufangen war schon bedeutend. Damit aufzuhören, das ist es.
Den deutschen Fans präsentiert sich Oasis clean und aufgeräumt.
Geil. Obergeil. Ich bin sowieso ein schwerer Oasis-Fan. Aber es war das erste Mal, dass ich die live gesehen habe. Sehr gut, sehr gut.
Nach Drogendauerparty jetzt Familienidylle mit Kleinkind. Ob das gut geht?
Es ist ruhig, sehr ruhig, eigentlich zu ruhig.
Rock Noel Gallagher. Freund und Kollege Markus Kafka trifft den Oasis-Boss und spricht mit ihm über Kinder, Freunde, Musikvideos und Manchester City. Auch wir
True Rock wird präsentiert von Musikexpress Sounds.
Gut, neuerseits bei True Rock. Wir sind im Kölner E-Werk und hoher Besuch hier bei uns in unserer bescheidenen Hütte. Noel Gallagher von Oasis. Hey Noel.
Hello.
Good to have you here.
It's good to be here.
How's health? Had been a problem over the last week, huh?
Yeah, I've had flu for about 3 or 4 days now. The last gig was a bit of a nightmare, but I'm coming out of it now, so I'm all right for tonight.
Who had the flu first, Liam or you?
Liam never tends to get ill. He's lucky that way. It's always me that gets ill. Yeah, I had it first.
Well, when did you get here to Germany then?
We got here this afternoon, about, I don't know what time it was, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock or something.
So you didn't really get a chance to see anything?
I've seen it all before, man. I've been coming here since I was about 21.
What was it actually here, I mean, compared to London or England? Do people recognize you a lot in the streets?
I mean, obviously more so in England, but yeah, there's a fair few that recognise us in mainly young people. You know, it's not big. We're not that big in Germany, I don't think.
What was the last place you've been to where not anybody didn't recognise you?
Let me see. I don't think I've ever actually been anywhere where I've not been recognised, because we tend to sell a lot of records everywhere. So I went to Thailand, right, and I didn't get noticed for about a week, and then I went out to a nightclub and got very much noticed.
Well, you have English tourists anywhere, basically. Then.
Well, yeah, they're all over the place, aren't they?
Yeah. All right, then the first video on the show would be for Go Let It Out. Where did you film this?
It was in the lovely English countryside in the middle of November, and it was absolutely fucking freezing cold. That's all I remember about it. But as a video goes for a song, I suppose it's all right. But I'm not really big on videos, to be honest with you. I don't really like videos by anyone. I think that most of them are a waste of money, but yeah, there you go. But watch it anyway, make your own mind up.
That's right. Oasis, Go Let It Out. Das war ein Ride mit Birdman und ihr wisst, es gibt neue Leute bei Oasis. Andy Bell von Ride ist einer davon. Jem von Heavy Stereo, vormalig, ist ein zweiter und ansonsten auch ein neuer Produzent. Mal gucken, was die im Oasis-Universum jetzt so zu tun haben, diese Leute. There's a few new people on board. Andy by Ride is one, Jem from Heavy Stereo is another.
Andy Bell and Gem, his name is.
Oh, Gem?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Tell him I was sorry.
Okay.
So, when did they join the band?
Gem joined about 2 weeks after Bonehead left, so that would have been about September or October. And Andy joined about a week before he went to America, so that would have been late November, early December.
So that means that they didn't play on the record?
No, not at all, no. There's just me, Liam and Alan, and a couple of other people played on the record, but not
So Bonehead didn't play as well, Dixie?
Well, he did initially, but we took him off.
Oh, so recorded the stuff again?
Yeah.
Ah. You also went with a producer this time.
Spike.
Spike?
Yeah.
What did he do to the record then?
Well, Spike's, you know, he's his main mixing contemporary. He's more into contemporary music than retro music, which is what we do, I think. And it was good to work with someone who knows a lot about electronics and computers and all that stuff, because we don't really know that much about it. So he made the record sound quite modern in places where it needed to sound modern.
On the other hand, when I heard it for the first time, I thought, sound-wise, it's a little dirtier than the last two records, and it sounds more like Definitely Maybe, if production-wise. I don't know if you agree.
I think that the songs are a lot more immediate than, certainly than Be Here Now. They're a lot shorter. I mean, Definitely Maybe was basically a live album just recorded in about 4 or 5 days, really. There wasn't that much production going on. This time around, we spent a lot of time on the production to try and get it sounding, you know, like Who Feels Love and Gas Panic and stuff. They're quite they're not overproduced, but they're, you know, they're very produced tracks, if you know what I mean. Whereas Definitely Maybe was just the sound of a band playing in a room.
Right.
Really fast and really loud, which is probably why it's so good.
Did you actually record most of the record in the place in France?
No, well, initially we recorded nearly all of it. Now when we got back to England, we didn't really like any of the sounds that we'd recorded, so we just kept all the drums and all the keyboards, and then we redone all the guitars and the bass and the singing and the backing vocals in our own recording studio in Wickham, outside London.
One other thing is, whenever I read interviews over the last couple of weeks, then it seemed that at times you were a bit unconvinced and insecure about the record, about it being 100% the record you like. Did it change?
I'm still not convinced. I'm never convinced by anything that I do, you know? While I'm doing it, I always think it's great, and then maybe after about 6 months, its appeal always wears off for me, so... But I'm not really the right person to talk to about my music, because I find it very difficult to be pretentious about it and tell you how great it is. And I find it very easy to criticise my own music, and that's not right either, because I think, you know, I mean, who cares about my opinion anyway, you know what I mean? I only wrote it, you know. To be honest, I mean, that's about as honest as I can be with you, really.
Yeah, but yeah, it's your right to criticise your own music more than anybody else's, right?
Yeah, but sometimes I tend to criticise it more than anybody else, you know? But there you go, that's just me, you know what I mean? I'm sort of a hypercritical type of guy.
Which is good for a musician anyway. So another Oasis video is coming up. What's your favourite video that you've ever done?
By Oasis?
Yeah.
I'd have to say the one, Who Feels Love, if is this the one you're going to play then?
Later on.
Yeah.
And before that?
I like Who Feels Love because it didn't involve much hard work, and it was nice and warm, and it was very easy to do, and they let us do it over 2 days as opposed to doing it all in one really, really long day. So that would be my favourite Oasis video.
And second favourite?
A second favourite Oasis video?
Yeah.
Do you know, I don't know. I don't really like any of them, to be honest with you.
Well, then I'll pick one.
No, you do one then, yeah.
Okay, how about Whatever?
Yeah. That is particularly bad, but yeah. No.
It's coming up anyway. Gut, da kommt jetzt Whatever von Oasis. Das andere sehen wir dann später, ne? Das waren die Chemical Brothers mit Let Forever Be. Ich bin immer hier noch mit Noel und da singt er ja mit. Und jetzt mal ein paar Worte über Freundschaft und Kollaboration. Now, it seems that you have a close friendship with the Chemical Brothers.
Yeah.
Keep bumping into them.
Yeah. Keep bumping into them.
So this particular song, how is the collaboration anyway? Do you get like tracks from them where you sing?
For this one, for the 2 tracks that I've done with them, they usually send me a cassette with a little idea on it. It maybe lasts for about 30 seconds. Because all their stuff is quite repetitive anyway. So they'll send me a little idea, and then I'll record something on top of it and send them it back. And then they'll say either yes, they like it, or no, they don't. And then once we get to a point where we're both happy with what we're doing, we go in the studio and we record it. So we do it from a distance at first, and then we all go in the studio together and get it down on tape. And then I leave them to mix it, because I'm usually very busy.
Apart from the musical thing, is there what you would call a friendship between you and the Chemical Brothers?
Well, I don't hang out with them or anything like that, but when I see them out, you know, I'll buy them a drink and that, you know. I wouldn't call them good friends, but I do like them. You know, I like them a lot more than a lot of the other people in the dance music world. You know, they're good lads. You know, and they like the same kind of music as I do, and they sort of come from the same sort of background, and I think they're really cool. I love that. I mean, I love their music.
How is it anyway? Do you have more friends in the music business or outside the business?
I tend to fucking hate everyone, actually. I've got a few friends. Paul Weller's a good friend of mine. The geezers from Ocean Colour Friends, Primal Scream. Richard Ashcroft. That would be about it, really. Don't like anybody else.
Wow. Not so many. I've got more friends, but I'm not used.
Well, it's good. I don't particularly think it's good to have a lot of friends.
Well, yeah. Rely on a few, and those stay. So now, Who Feels Love is coming up. You said there was not too much artwork involved, but it looks beautiful. It looks like it was filmed in some desert, not really.
It's filmed in Death Valley, just outside Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But it was great because the whole concept behind the video was for us to be walking around the desert in slow motion. Now, that's what appealed to me the most about it, because any idiot can walk around in a straight line all day, even me. So I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
It captures a lot of the artwork from the album cover.
Yeah, there's the neon lights and stuff. Yeah, I don't know, that wasn't my idea, but I like the bit towards the end where you see us walking across the sand dune. It's me of something out of Planet of the Apes.
Well, good movie. So, sehen wir jetzt das Video zu Who Feels Love. Wir sind Oasis. Das war Richard Ashcroft, A Song for the Lovers, also einer von Noels Freunden, falls man sie so bezeichnen kann, und einer von den wenigen. Es gibt außer den neuen Leuten in der Band und einem neuen Produzenten noch jemand neuen im weiteren Umfeld, das heißt im ganz nahen, nämlich die Tochter. So, except for new people that join the band, there's also new people that join your life, basically. You became a father not too long ago.
Yeah.
What's your daughter called? Anais?
Anais. Yes.
How is she?
She's great. She's just a little baby about that big. Doesn't do a lot.
Like how old? 6 months?
No, not even that. Not even 2 months.
Oh, that?
Yeah, she was born on January the 17th. If anybody would like to send her a birthday present, it's January the 17th. You can send it to Ignition Management, 54 Lynhope Street, London, NW1. Yeah, she's born on the 17th of January.
And so it's 2 months ago, but can you say anything about how that affected your life, how it changed it?
Well, it's, you know, when you're there in the hospital and out they come from inside your wife, it's fucking psychedelic, man. And ever since then, I've been busy, so I've not really had a chance to spend much time with her, to be honest with you. But, you know, I mean, I could sit here and bullshit you and tell you that, you know, it's the greatest thing that ever happened to me in my life, but I haven't had the chance to settle down and think about it yet because I'm away on the road, aren't I, working, so if I'm being honest, I'd say it hasn't changed it at all yet.
As it comes up in the future, would you say that...
In the future, it's going to be very, very difficult to go back out on the road because, you know, once babies start to walk and talk and then they ask you where you're going again and why you keep going away, and I suppose that would be very difficult. So, but at the moment, you know, she doesn't even know I'm not there, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Are you afraid of exposing her to the public, like, I don't know, like David Beckham's baby and Victoria's baby was? And...
Well, I suppose it's inevitable that she's, you know... Well, in fact, where we live, we've got a rather large garden, so we don't have to go out much, you know. So we haven't taken her out yet, but I suppose when we do take her out, there'll be paparazzi photographers jumping out of shop doorways every 2 minutes.
Right.
But it's something that she's just to get used to.
How about then stalkers and intruders like George Harrison had on his house?
Yeah, that's a worry, but, you know, you can't let it run your life, you know, you've just got to... I mean, I've got loads of dogs and alarm systems and all that, so... But I suppose if anybody really wanted to murder you, then they're going to do it, aren't they? There's no, you know, you can't... If somebody's that hell-bent on causing you harm, then no alarm system's going to put them off, are they? But it's not, I don't tend to think about it that much, really. You know, I just get on with my life. If it happens, it happens.
Okay. So, yeah, now there's another friend of yours coming up, Paul Weller.
Aye.
With Sunflower. We had a brief chat about the Jam tribute. You like Liam's thing?
I love it. I think Carnation was by far the best thing on it. And the Buffalo Tom track going underground was great, and everything else was rubbish, mine included. In fact, mine was probably the worst thing on it.
Well,
in fact, I'd buy it just to hear how bad it actually fucking is. Pretty bad.
I'd say we play Carnation after we played Paul Weller. So we have
Yeah, but you haven't got a video for it, have you? Or is there a video?
We do, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is a video, isn't there? Yeah, play that then.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Gut, dann kommt jetzt Paul Weller mit Sunflower und Liam mit Steve Craddock und Carnation. Nochmal zurück hier mit Noel von Oasis. Jetzt geht es mal darum, dass man ja ihnen so die Rolle immer zuschreibt, die Retter der britischen Musik zu sein, überall auf der Welt. Und es ist ja auch eine Rolle, mit der man recht schwer leben kann, weil es gibt ja einigermaßen genug Bands da drüben. So whenever you read anything about the last records that you did, basically, then it was always Oasis has to be like the savior of British music in the world. So there was a lot of weight on your shoulders and a lot of responsibility. Do you still care about that kind of responsibility? Did you ever?
I never really felt that we were carrying, you know, the future of British music on our shoulders. I mean, I don't give a flying fuck about the future of British music, to be honest with you. I don't care about any of the bands, I don't care about any of the pop stars, I don't care about any of the journalists, I don't care about anybody who works in the music business apart from the people that work for my group. And that's about it. I do think that we get overly criticised because the albums that we've had since Morning Glory have gradually sold, less and less. Sometimes I feel that it was great to have a massive, great big album, but sometimes now it feels like that particular album is a weight we just have to carry around forever because we're always going to have to live up to that, the sales of that record, not even the sound of the record, because the record itself sounds naff as far as I'm concerned. But just to live up to to how many records we sold can be a bit of a burden, but rather that than be on the dole.
That's right. Yeah, when you record the next record, then Gam and Andy will also be participating in some way or the other.
I think Gam will be making the tea, and Andy will be getting the biscuits.
That's responsible jobs to do that.
I think we're all going to. I'm not sure what. Well, I mean, I've written about 4 songs already. I think Liam's written a couple. And I'm sure Andy and Gem are writing all the time. Now, whether we all sit down and write stuff together is another thing altogether. But once you put five musicians in a recording studio and switch all the mics on, something generally tends to happen. So I'm looking forward to being in the studio with them, actually, just to see what does actually happen.
So in the next couple of months, a little bit of touring, and then when will you see your daughter again?
Well, we're not. We go to America on Wednesday for 6 weeks, and then we come back to Europe, back to mainland Europe for about 4 or 5 weeks. So, I mean, I'm pretty much flat out busy up until September the 9th.
You'll miss the Euro then, 2000?
No, we're taking time off for that. We'll get 2 weeks off.
Who's going to win?
You'd have to go with Holland, really. I think.
I agree.
I think Holland, just because they've got home advantage, really. But England are just going to get murdered.
Germany also.
Germany have got less of a chance than we have, because I don't think you've not got very many good young players at the moment. Germany. England haven't got very many good players at all, let alone any old ones. So I think that we both get. If one of us goes through, then we'll. From the group that we're both in, I think we'll get knocked out at the next stage, but I don't think.
Yeah, I think so too. So, apart from that, how is Man City doing?
We are 3rd in the 1st division with a game in hand on everybody else. We're not doing as well as we were 6 weeks ago, but we're doing far better than we were 2 years ago, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so maybe Premier League next year?
Well, hopefully we'll go up, and hopefully we'll stay up, but I wouldn't like us to go up and come straight back down again, because that would be pretty demoralising for the fans. We're on an upward curve at the moment, so I think it'd be better to stay in the 1st division and amass a bit of money and get some new players and stuff. But I mean, if we go up, great.
All right. So having less, what about sports? Were you glad that the fight between Liam and Robbie didn't happen at all now?
I'm devastated that it didn't happen, actually. I mean, the 2 biggest shit kickers in the music business are going to kick shit out of each other. Fuck me, man. I'd have walked a million miles to see that. Fucking pair of comedians.
Who did you bet on, then?
I'm betting either of them. They're both a pair of idiots. Yeah.
All right, famous last words then. Yeah, we see a live performance coming up now in the show from tonight's show in Cologne.
Aye.
Thank you very much for joining me.
Pleasure.
Pleasure.
All right.
Dann kommen Oasis jetzt noch live und das waren die berühmten letzten Worte. Ja, das war Tour für heute. Auf Wiedersehen.
Supersonic.